B'shus Meronon v'Rabbonon Gedolei Yisrael, we have all come a long way to Florida for one reason: Chizuk Hatorah. And some of us made a tremendous effort. Gedolei Yisrael, Ziknei Yisrael, wasn't easy to get here. And what has brought us all here is Keren, Olam, Hatorah, as you see in the background. So most of the day, the Gedolim are spending time raising funds. But the chizuk we have tonight is not about money. It is about chizuk haTorah. It is about appreciating what Torah means to us as individuals, as communities, and as Klal Yisrael, as a folk, as a people. So I look around and I'm inspired to see hundreds and hundreds of Talmidei Chachamim, many young faces of future Talmidei Chachamim. So let me tell you a story I have related many times. I am the son of survivors. Ovi Moiri, Imi Mirosi, both were in Auschwitz. I am a Talmud of the ultimate survivor of the Heilige Kloisenberger Rebbe, who was there, and he lost his wife and 11 children, and he was left alone ka'arer ba'arava. So my father arrived in Auschwitz the first day Shavuos, 1944, Tovshin Daled. And that very same day, he lost his grandparents, father, mother, 5 out of 8 siblings that were directly sent to the gas chambers and the crematoria. The Kloisenberger Rebbe arrived one day later, second day Shavuos. That very same day, he lost his Rebbetzin and 10 of his children. His oldest son perished after the war with the Roman commander Aspasianus. And when he finally gets to meet him, b'derech nes, miraculously, the Roman commander develops a liking to the Godel, and he says, I just received a notice. I need to go back to Rome, make a wish, and it will be granted. And you all remember what that wish was. The first wish was, Ten li yavne v'chachomeha. And some of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai's peers were unhappy, and they said, you should have asked for the Beis HaMikdash. But Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai knows Beruach HaKodesh that the Beis HaMikdash is doomed, and it is not to be. Kvar nigzoro hagzeiro. And he also knows that the only guarantee for Klal Yisrael, for Kiyam Yisrael, is Yavna v'chachomeha. We learn, we live. We cease to learn, we wither away. And the Yiddish Geschichte teaches us, Jewish history, wherever there were yeshivas, Yiddishkeit thrived, Yiddishkeit flourished. Where there were no yeshivas, we never made it. Ki heim chayenu v'oirech yomeinu, uvohem nehege yoimam v'layla. The very first Yid was the very first Rosh Hashiva, and maybe the greatest Rosh Hashiva in history. In Yom Edav Chav Ches, sagt the Gemara, Avraham zoken v'yoshev v'yeshiva, Yitzchak zoken v'yoshev v'yeshiva, Yaakov zoken v'yoshev v'yeshiva, miyamehem shel avoseinu, lo posko yeshiva mehem. Avraham Avinu was the first Yid. He was the first Rosh Yeshiva. And the Rambam writes in the beginning of Hilchos Avodas Kechovim, describing the world of Ovdei Elilim, Ad Sha'amad Eison Zev Nigbitzu Elav Alofim Veravavois, V'shosal Belibo Mesa Iker Hagodol of Emunas HaYichud. Avraham Avinu had tens of thousands of Talmidim, and since the days of Avraham Avinu, the yeshiva never left us. Yordu leMitzrayim, yeshiva imohem. Yordu leBavel, yeshiva imohem. Because Klal Yisrael without yeshivas cannot exist. The yeshiva is the lifeline, and the Torah is the oxygen we breathe. Ki heim chayenu va'oirach yameinu. Es Yehuda Sholach Lefonov, Rashi brings, Letaken Lo Beis Talmud. I wasn't there, but I could just imagine that Yehuda pleased with his father, Tate Yankov, Metonkim, and we'll get there. I promise I'll open you a shul. Why do I need to run ahead? It's so gewaldig. The Shvotim, together with Yankov Avinu, Meretten learning, you're teaching us Torah. Kol adrochem becheskes sakona. Why do I need to run ahead? Tata, Father, trust me. I'll open a kollel when we get there. And Yankov Avinu says, you don't understand. My foot, I will not set foot in a town unless there is a yeshiva. They're waiting for me. Because we cannot live without yeshivas. And that is what brought us all here. When yeshivas in Eretz Yisrael are in danger, Klal Yisrael is in danger. Because we've dreamed 2,000 years about coming back to Eretz Yisrael. But the Eretz Yisrael we dreamed about is the Eretz Yisrael of our Avos. The Eretz Yisrael of Rabbi Kiva v'Rabbi Seinu shebedoraim. The Eretz Yisrael which the Ramban came in his elderly years in Mesiras Nefesh to learn and to teach in Eretz Yisrael. The Eretz Yisrael of Talmidei Agra and Talmidei Abel Shem Tov that came with Mesiras Nefesh lechoinen es Hatorah. That is the Eretz Yisrael we dreamed about. That is the Eretz Yisrael we want. That is the Eretz Yisrael we need. And that is what brought us all here, to many different communities in America. Hatzolas HaTorah, Ki heim chayenu va'oirach yameinu. And to the all young Talmidim here, if I could just have a word with you. The Yerushalmi in 5 different places, steht in Yerushalmi, Ki heim chayenu, Eimosahi chayechem bezman she'atem yegayem ba. So anyone that learns Torah, whatever you learn and however you learn, you're mekayem the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. But to have chiyas from Torah, it is only with yegiyas HaTorah. Eimosahi chayechem bezman she'atem yegayem ba. And what is yegiyas HaTorah? Rabbeinu Yoina Perik Beis Mishnah Yudaled and Avois Sokt Rabbeinu Yoina. כשאתו מסייגע בתורה תשתשע בו. כי הקדוש ברוך הוא השתשע בתורתו והקדוש ברוך הוא נתן לנו תורה שאנו נשתשע בו. Shashua means pleasure, and Yegiya is toil. Everybody knows what Yegiya Torah is. Benoyeg shebi Olam, work and pleasure are a tarta de satara. They don't come together. You work 5 days a week, and then you have a weekday, a weekend to live it up. You work 11 months a year, and then you have vacation. Not to us. The Torah is in the Yegiya, and the Torah is in the Shashua. Mir zene mishtashim ba'amal va'amelim b'shashua. And that is Yegiyas HaTorah. Yegiyas HaTorah with Shashua shel Torah. And many times young Bocharim ask me, young Galite ask me whether I have a Gula for Zikorin. So the Chofetz Chaim was once asked as Gula for Zikorin, and the Chofetz Chaim quoted a posuk from the beginning of Tehillim, Ki im b'toiras Hashem cheftzoi, sosam velo piresh. Ki im b'toiras Hashem cheftzoi. And I quote another posuk in Tehillim, Kuf Yutet Tet Zayin, B'chukoisecho eshtasho, lo eshkach dvorecho. Kosav Haradak, the Radak was the greatest dakdekon b'yamei Rabbeinu Arashonim Reb David Kimchi. Kasher ani oisig b'divrei Torah, ani mishtashea boheim, ulefichoch lo eshkachem, ki heimu li lesasoin, ulesimchas leivav. Lo eshkachem ki heimu li lesasoin, ulesimchas leivav. Enjoy your learning. And that is the greatest gula for Zikorin. So the first gula is, remember the Radak. Kuf Yutet Tet Zayin. So we all hope and we all daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help. And our tefillah should be neskabel. Our avodah should be neskabel. And we should be able, ad bias HaMoshiach, to learn Torah and Etzisol b'shalvo, b'sholem u'v'nachas. We should be able to yageya and mishtashaya b'divrei Torah, ko yitan Hashem v'ko Yosef. And to me, it is a tremendous inspiration to see this huge crowd come together just for Kavod Torah and for Chizek Torah. Yerotzoin, Kodesh Baruch Hu zol mamala zan, all our tefillas, and we should be matzliach. And b'schus Torah, and Amala Torah, Shashua Shal Torah, we be zoicha to Shalom v'Shalva and Nachas in Eretz Yisrael and to Yidden in the entire world. And we sollen zoicha zan b'kora b'yameinu to see Pnei Moshiach Tzidkenu b'mheiro v'yomeinu Amen.